Okay, let's now look at question 2. So simplify fully without using a calculator. Okay, I've just rewritten the question there. It's 2 to the x minus 3 minus 3 times 2 to the x plus 1 all over 2 to the x minus 2. Okay, so to solve these, the first thing to do is to break up these into simpler expressions. Okay, so how did I do that? Let's think about the rules of exponents. Let's say I have something like a to the m times a to the n. That's the same as saying a to the m plus n. Okay, so in this case, I basically did that in the reverse. I already had it in this form here, and I broke it down. Okay, so if I look at this, I have a common base of 2, and I can add the exponents, and it will give me x minus 3. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it for the rest of these as well. So now I can say 3 times 2 to the x times 2 to the 1. Okay, and remember 2 to the 1 is the same as 2. Okay, and the reason these are going in brackets is because remember this 3 was multiplying the whole 2. So now it has to multiply each of those. Okay, now I can break up the bottom one as well. So 2 to the x and 2 to the minus 2. And now I can simplify the top a bit. So 2 to the minus 3. And now I can just multiply those and make it 6 because it'll just make everything a bit simpler, right? At the bottom we can't really change much, so we'll just leave it as is for now. But let's come back to the top. Now you can see we have two terms. I have this term and I have this term. Because remember, a term is separated by either plus or minus. Okay? And if I look at that, I have a common factor between those two terms. So let me factorize that. Okay? All over 2 to the x times 2 to the minus 2. Now if I look at this, 2 to the x is common between the numerator and the denominator. So I can cancel it. Okay? And then that leaves us with 2 to the minus 3 minus 6 all over 2 to the minus 2. Okay? Now, how do I make these negative exponents simpler? Well, remember this law here. Let's say I have a to the minus m. That's the same as 1 over a to the m. Okay, so I take 1 over and then a to the base to the exponent, but now I get rid of the minus. Okay, so for 2 to the minus 3, that will become 1 over 2 to the 3. And 2 to the 3 is just 8. Okay, and for 2 to the minus 2, I'll have 1 over 2 squared. And that's the same as 1 over 4. So let me come back into this expression here and substitute that in. So instead of saying 2 to the minus 3, I'll say 1 over 8. And instead of saying 2 to the minus 2, I'll say 1 over 4. Okay. Now to keep this simple, I'm just going to substitute all this into my calculator, but make sure that you enter in the fractions correctly. Okay. So it's 1 over 8 minus 6 all over 1 over 4. And that gives me an answer of minus 47 over 2. Okay. And that's the correct answer.